From a soldier of fortune mentality, you're looking at things on a very short horizon. So therefore, you equate a high performer with, I trust they're going to do a great job. If you only have to put up with them for 30 days, that's a reasonable trust. But if you got to put up with them and then they have to lead, this is non-negotiable. Meaning you've got to move them up this way. I said earlier that scenario sometimes where they came from and what they're moving into. So if I'm taking somebody out of, a due south environment and I have to move them to a due north environment, I need to identify in the interview process or early in their career with the organization that they're a really good person, but they just don't know engagement and the rules of engagement in order to build trust. And then what you have to do is you have to talk to your team that's making that decision and that judgment call, not trustworthy. No, they are. We just have to communicate to them and give them the opportunity to demonstrate it once they know what the characteristics and evidence of trust are in the organization.
I see. So when you bring, like, for example, like a PhD of like robotics, something extremely that your organization need that skills, you need that guy, and you put in with the team that maybe is of the founders of the company. Is that an example? Like,
well, that happens a lot of times. So you'll have these brilliant entrepreneurs who come up with these great ideas, and they can get the organization so far. And if the limit of that organization growth is you can't trust them, meaning trust to say what they're going to do, trust to keep you safe emotionally, right? Or trust to invest the time in you, that's when organizations, brilliant things, crash and burn. Look, I have a philosophy, and maybe the creatives will shoot me on this. I think creatives usually are poor business people, not because they're not trustworthy or not good business people, but because they've all grown up in a very selfish, myopic world. Because they were just worried about their craft. They were worried about the audio. They were worried about their editing. They were worried about their, photography. And so that's all that mattered because that's what they were rewarded for, right? Rewards drive behavior. So if they have been rewarded for 20 years in that environment and judged only on performance, not on the ability to be a teammate, then that's what they know. But then once you introduce them to life can be both. Life can be enjoyable too. To move to the high trust environment, here's the rules of engagement on trust, things change. And then actually you get a more fulfilled individual. And that's why I think that creatives are so fucking talented. And it was like when I trained professional athletes. Professional athletes, the only way they become a great professional is the most incredibly selfish people in the world, but they have to be because it's all about them. And you could never trust them to do what they were going to do because their worlds never revolved around anything other than them. And when the world has to revolve around others, the misinterpretation of trust, when you don't know the rules of engagement, can get screwed up. So this is all about deciding, is this somebody who's the devil incarnate or just somebody who doesn't know the rules of engagement? Because there are people who are just wired wrong and it's not your job to fix them. So.
Cool.